Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm glad you found my channel. My name is Alex. I'm a photographer on the east coast of Canada, and today we're heading out on the trail to take some macro photography. I decided to bring my assistant today because I've had a lot of requests to see him again. So here we go. Let's go, Lex. Might have to do a little bit of gardening for this one, but let's see what we can capture. What do you think, buddy? You like the colors? You like the colors? You like the colors? I think he likes the colors, so I'll walk you through my setup now. Squirrel! It's a bad day to be a squirrel. For the ones that didn't know, my dog is part dog, part kangaroo. I think it took me a little too long to set up my shot because now my assistant just wants to run around the place and chase squirrels. So I'll calm down, buddy. I'll walk you through my setup for this one. I'm going to be using LED cubes by SmallRig for all my lights on this one. I've got this LED here on a tripod and it has a honeycomb grid on it. It snaps in place. Right there I have two other LED cubes by SmallRig with dome diffusers on. So I just want to soften the light here a little bit. I've received several questions about how I get my backgrounds to be much darker than my subjects. The lighting for a mushroom is very similar to the lighting I use for my clients. First, you set up the exposure for light available for your background, unless you're going to be using artificial light on it. In my case here, I'm not using artificial light on the background. I might have a little bit that spills from this top light here, but most of it is going to be natural lit. After that, you just adjust your light, how many lights you're going to be using for illuminating your subject. In this case, I'm going to be using this one, as well as this one. The key is to build your frame one light at a time. So start with any light you want, and then as soon as you like the lighting for that part of the image, turn that light off. After that, just turn on the next light, the next light, the next light. I have my camera set up on manual mode for most of my shots. The reason is very simple. You have 100% control on exposure and then your depth of field. And in this case here, we're going to be using focus stacking for this. For this setup here, I turned on each light one by one. And after I was done with one light, I would turn it off, then turn on the next light. The thing with these SmallRig LED cubes is they're not Bluetooth capable. So you got to manually click through the settings, turn them on and off. I'm not sure if you can hear my assistant in the background, but he's jumping around like a kangaroo. I think he smelled some other subjects over there to go photograph. So I'll take this photo and show you the results in post. These are next. These two mushrooms here are in a kind of a hard spot to shoot. I'll have to be creative with that one for sure. Let me correct myself. I think there's a, no! The dog almost ate my mushrooms. Here you go. No mushrooms. No mushrooms, no mushrooms. Little correction, there's not 2 mushrooms here, there's 3. I gotta find a spot to park my assistant, and I'll set up the shot and get back to you after. The ideal spot for this shot would have been probably about 3-4 feet back that way behind me, but unfortunately there's a big piece of stump here. Unless I missed an update on the OM1, I don't think OM system has a function to shoot through stumps yet. So I'm just gonna have to be creative and see if there's a better angle somehow. All right, it can be a little tricky at times to find the right framing for your shot. The way I like doing it is hand holding my camera, and that way you don't have to try to adjust your tripod every other way. And by sitting here, I think I just found how I'm gonna set up this shot. Although my 90mm might be a little bit much, I wish I had the 60mm Olympus macro lens. Olympus, if you hear that, I can send you my address. All right, let's get set up. Mission lighting completed. Now I'll walk you through my setup. Here's the composition. The camera is ever so slightly lower than the mushrooms. The sole purpose of this LED panel is to shoot light here on the foreground where it's green. The light is set at 6,000 Kelvin. For the main subject, I'm using this as a key light, that as a rim light, and this one just to light up the background a little bit, because the whole scene was just a little too dark and we were kind of losing the mushrooms in the darkness there, and I was clipping the blacks, so I kept finding little needles and objects that were distractions in the shot. So I was picking them out one by one, but my dog is really antsy right now. He wants to go for a nice long walk. So I'll take the photo and show you the results in post. I was just packing up from last shot and the dog was bouncing left and right, and he pulled me right here. I didn't even have my backpack on my back yet, and I guess he's got a nose for mushrooms now. I'll set up my shot and get back to you. My assistant decided to settle down and be a good apprentice for once. He's just laying down and learning. That's the way I like them. Good apprentice. I didn't want to take advantage of my assistant's patience, so I just put the lights there. They're both set at 5,600 kelvins. I'm going to put the results on screen and take my assistant for a walk. He needs a good one. The squirrels have been harassing him the whole time. So, all right, here goes the results. You've had enough for today? I think this is it for this week. Little buddy wants to go back home and chase the cat around the house. Since he can't really get to the squirrels, I'm so mean I won't let him catch them. So, not that I let him catch the cat, don't get it wrong. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. And if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss future videos. Until next time, stay safe, stay creative, and happy shooting. See you in the next one.